we do have a trail now. We do have leads that we can follow up, and we're not that far behind them.
Police close in on the 2 remaining fugitives of the Texas 7 after finding the truck the 2 escaped prisoners have been using.
This is News 3 at noon with Sue Manteris and Scott Haws.
Good afternoon, everyone. What started as the Texas 7 is now the Texas 2.
That's all that's left of those fugitives who broke out of a maximum security prison in Texas in December. That prison is located in Karnes County, Texas, just southeast of San Antonio.
And we brought you the breaking news story yesterday on News 3 at noon when we learned 4 of the fugitives were arrested in Woodland Park, Colorado, near Colorado Springs. 1 other fugitive committed suicide.
Leanne Gregg reports now that the search for the other 2 is on a roll.
Good afternoon. The Colorado FBI says authorities are looking into a van that could possibly be the one that the 2 fugitives still on the run used yesterday to evade police during the arrest of 4 other escapees. It was found at a motel in Colorado Springs. Once again, they say that is the vehicle used to get away from police yesterday afternoon. Those 2 fugitives are still on the run. Also today, a federal magistrate is expected to begin the extradition proceedings of the 4 inmates being held here in the Teller County Jail. A lot more to come in this case, as we will see later this afternoon.
And again, that was Leanne Gregg reporting live from Colorado, talking about the fugitives, what happened yesterday, and the trail for the other 2 today. Meantime, the host of the show, of course, America's Most Wanted, he helped, or rather the show helped, bring 5 of the 7 down. He is here in Las Vegas working on a few crimes that happened right here in the Valley.
That's right. John Walsh was here at our station for a couple of hours this morning, and our Kurt Goff was right on his heels. And Kurt, Walsh found himself right in the middle of the biggest story of the day.
Oh, yes, it seemed like everyone wanted to talk to him, but he was more than happy to oblige. You see, this kind of thing, it really ignites his passion.
He visits our website at amw.com. He studies the pictures. He calls the sheriff.
John Walsh arrived around 5 a.m. Under the hot lights, he did interviews with everyone from Inside Edition to the Today Show to News 3 at sunrise. He was running on pure adrenaline. A fan of America's Most Wanted brought 5 of the 7 escapees down.
And he called the sheriff and said, look, I'm not kidding. I'm a diehard fan of America's Most Wanted. I've studied the website. 3 to 5 of these guys are here in my trailer park. And he was right on.
Larry Harper committed suicide, but Walsh is most concerned about Patrick Murphy and Donald Newberry. You see, he's worried they'll score drugs and will be very tough to capture.
Because if Murphy and Newberry get cranked up on meth or something, that's tough, because I've done a lot of guys, you know, that have been on drugs. They're really, really difficult to take down.
Walsh tells me this group was one of the smartest to ever break out of prison, robbing a Radio Shack to get police scanners and Oshman's to get guns and ammo. But it's their cold-blooded ways, he says, that send chills up his spine, like when they shot police officer Aubrey Hawkins. They shot him in his car, dragged him out, shot him under the vest more than 10 times, and then ran over his head 3 times with a car. Walsh says the anonymous tipster from Woodland Park, Colorado, is a true hero.
You know, we don't offer rewards. It was a $500,000 reward, and I believe, of course, this guy deserves a big portion of this reward because he saved some lives.
And Walsh assured me that if Murphy and Newberry aren't caught by this Saturday, they will definitely be the lead story on America's Most Wanted once again.
Well, something else he's in town shooting for, of course, is some crimes that have not been solved right here in Las Vegas.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why he's here in Las Vegas right now. We're talking about the murder of Chris Trickle. It was a drive-by shooting. Of course, Chris was a stock car driver. And, of course, one of the other cases that he's looking into was the shooting at the Mr. D's bar, of course, where Officer Dennis Devitt was injured. Sure. So he'll be doing the show again from Las Vegas this Saturday.
One person still on the loose from that shooting from Mr. D's Sports Bar.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much.
You betcha.
Well, since America's Most Wanted went on the air 13 years ago, more than 640 fugitives have been caught after their cases were detailed on the program.
Another cab driver was robbed early this morning, and it's the latest of more than a dozen cab robberies over the last 3 weeks right here in the Valley. It all started when a Nellis cabbie picked up a man at the Rio Hotel and Casino. The man apparently wanted to go to some apartments near Rochelle and Lindell. Police say that's when another man approached the cab and robbed the driver. Here is a map exactly of where he went. They think that this second man who approached the cab was armed, and apparently he used mace on the driver as well. Investigators think that the passenger and the man who robbed the driver may be working together. They are both on the loose at this hour.
The woman accused of driving the van over and killed 6 kids last year on I-15 as they picked up trash is back in court today. This is Jessica Williams. The judge ruled that he will allow all evidence from a test that detected the presence of ecstasy in her blood. And this is the video of I-15 where the 6 teenagers were killed. Williams faces involuntary manslaughter, reckless driving, and DUI charges in the March 2000 crash. Her trial is expected to begin on Monday.
Anyone who pays bills knows that our utility prices here in the Valley are climbing nearly every month, and today, hold on to your wallets, yet another huge hit, this one potentially from Southwest Gas. The only natural gas company in southern Nevada has asked the Public Utilities Commission of Nevada for permission to raise the average rate more than 28%, or $16.11 on average per month. If this new proposal by Southwest goes through, taxpayers will see a 35% increase in just the past 3 months alone. If the PUCN does not pass, or rather does pass this request, then the 500,000 customers here in Nevada will begin paying more come March.
It's a speech that has a direct impact on you and your family, outlining our state's future. In Governor Kenny Gwynn's State of the State address last night, he offered his ideas for the next 2 years. The speech covered everything from education to health care. 52% of Gwynn's proposed budgets would go toward education. He proposes spending $10 million for a teacher training program that would focus on reading. He also wants to earmark $23 million for a Henderson State College. Gwynn wants to give teachers a cash bonus instead of a pay raise. He also said he would not support deregulating the power industry until he is assured that power supplies are secured. And Gwynn also wants to spend $5 million on a media campaign to prevent the transport of nuclear waste to Nevada. Keep in mind, these are all just proposals by the governor. The state legislature will address these issues over the next few months.
And as he just mentioned, Gwynn wants more than half of the budget to go toward education, and of course that includes teachers. And as Sue just mentioned, instead of a pay raise for teachers, Gwynn suggested a cash bonus equaling 5% of their salary. It may sound nice, but teachers who gathered to watch the governor's address last night weren't too impressed.
Next to parents and families, our teachers are the most important influence in our children's lives.
It's an undisputable fact. Teachers directly affect who our children are today and who they will be tomorrow.
My first priority will always be to our children and to their education.
And it doesn't take a math professor to figure out attracting good teachers requires a decent, respectable paycheck, something most Nevada teachers don't feel they're getting right now. Governor Gwynn's solution?
I'm asking this legislation that will come before you to provide a cash bonus for all Nevada teachers, as well as school support staff, that is equal to 5% of their annual salary.
But there was no applause from this anxious audience of teachers gathered to listen to the governor. For them, it's another Band-Aid solution to a serious educational injury plaguing the Silver State.
It goes away after a year. The base salary for teachers don't change. It doesn't give anything to build towards our retirement.
We bring them here, you give them a one-year bonus, they're gone the next year.
Based on an annual salary of $40,000, something many teachers don't even come close to making right now, their bonus would be around $2,000. Some of Gwynn's plans for more teacher training and a state college in Henderson did receive warmer reception from the teachers.
With Henderson a growing city here in southern Nevada, you'll be happy to hear it will be even safer. The city of Henderson plans to hire 30 more police officers thanks to more than $2 million it's receiving in federal funds. The money will pay 75% of each officer's salary and benefits hired over the next 3 years.
It's not over yet. Las Vegas City Councilman Michael McDonald's ethics case is moving into district court. A lawyer for the city's ethics review board filed a civil complaint against McDonald. McDonald is charged with a conflict of interest and giving special treatment to friends.
A familiar department store and drugstore may be closing, but Las Vegas shoppers will still continue to enjoy JCPenney. JCPenney plans to close about 50 department stores as new management tries to repair the troubled retailer. The company also was slow to update its stores and suffered from poor marketing and stale merchandise. This is the second major round of store closings for Penny in as many years. Last year, the company announced it would close 45 department stores. But once again, the stores in Southern Nevada and the Las Vegas area are not affected. They will remain open.
Well, this is a story that is gaining attention around the world. Twin girls adopted over the internet. They are in the middle of an international custody battle. We will hear from the mother who put them up for adoption and why she wants them back. It's a fight that is just beginning.
You never know what you're getting when you get a used car.
It's been wrecked or the motor or something, you know, been rebuilt or something like that.
Then I'm going to end up with somebody else's problems.
If this sounds like you, grab a pen and paper. Advice you don't want to miss if you're shopping for a used car and get stuck with a lemon. That's coming up at 12:24 right here on News 3 at noon, where news comes first.
Today at 4.
I'm Beth Fisher. You see them at traffic lights. Electronic eyes used to keep us safe. Well, they used to cost big bucks, but not anymore. How home computers are cutting costs at 4.
At Sprint, we realize the importance of communications. Talk to your children, read to them, spend time with them. We care about children. That's why we sponsor Take the Time to Teach.
If you're between the ages of 40 and 85, call 1-800-423-8200 now. To find out more about the Silver Care Plan, the average funeral now costs over $6,000. But did you know your survivors may only be able to receive government death benefits of $255 if they qualify, leaving your loved ones to pay the balance? You must be age 40 to 85 to qualify. No physical examination is necessary, and coverage starts as soon as you're accepted. To get free information about the Silver Care Plan, call 1-800-423-8200 now. With the Silver Care Plan, your rates will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled. You also get a free planning guide to help carry out your wishes, so everything is done just as you want them to be. The Silver Care Plan pays cash to your family when they need it most. The Silver Care Plan is something we'll all someday need. It's something we all have to think about. To get free information about the Silver Care Plan and its benefits, call 1-800-423-8200. You have no obligation. Operators are waiting for your call. Call now.
There are many paths in life, and if college is to be one of them, you should know that down the road, tuition costs could be more than 180% higher than they are today. That's why there's Nevada Prepaid Tuition, a safe, affordable program that lets you lock in tomorrow's tuition at today's low rates for as little as $61 a month. Nevada Prepaid Tuition. Start tomorrow's assignment today.
You're watching Southern Nevada's #1 choice for news. This is News 3 at noon.
The international controversy over those 6-month-old twins adopted by two couples over the internet is ongoing. The twins are now with foster parents. Today in Britain, Judith and Alan Kilshaw are in court trying to get them back. There they are. Last week, the American-born twins were taken after it was learned the 6-month-old girls had been sold to two families. Meanwhile, back in California, Richard and Vicki Allens, there they are, were heartbroken that the babies they had adopted and cared for had been sold to another couple. And if things couldn't get any more complicated, Tronda Wecker, the girl's biological mother, told the Today Show Matt Lauer this morning that she wants her babies back.
Why were you interested in your daughters living with another family in the first place?
Well, for one, I was going through a divorce. I had no job. Child support wasn't coming in, and I only wanted to do what was best for my twin girls. My girls need to come home to me, as well as my 3 children. I love my kids, and that's the important thing, is my children need to be home with their mom.
We'll have a lot more on this highly controversial issue tonight on 10 on Dateline NBC. Edie Magnus will have the latest developments in the continuing legal battle for those twin girls who were adopted over the internet.
Yeah, and again, right in the middle of everything, the two babies. Incredible story. Well, we know smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, other problems, and now something else, skin cancer. We'll explain.
And if you're drinking your glass of red wine a day to prevent heart disease, we'll tell you why you may want to stop.
Besides that, kissing a smoker is like licking an ashtray. Oh, anyway, we'll have your complete forecast and a chance for you, yes, you, to win with the Fredericks Fact up next here on News 3 at noon, where news comes first.
Next, all-new Rosie from the Drew Carey Show to Whose Line Is It Anyway? The very funny Drew Carey. But he never breaks a sweat.
Gee, you smell terrific.
My natural body scent.
Oh, that's nice. You should bottle that.
Plus, it's a dog's life with funny Fred Willard.
He went after her like she's made out of ham.
And how this news anchor is making her own news.
To try to protect some of the children who are being left outside in the cold.
Next, all-new Rosie.
Rosie, this afternoon at 3, only on Channel 3.
Hi, I'm Jim Pope, and I'd like to take this time to comment on the exceptional people I work with at Fairway Chevrolet. Co-workers who always give 100% because they completely believe in customer satisfaction. One of these people is Alan Folks, our service manager, who knows that Fairway's customers deserve the very best.
Working here has always been rewarding because customer satisfaction is our #1 goal. I'm proud everyone I work with feels the same way.
Thank you, Alan. Our service department's lucky to have you.
You've waited long enough. The big one is here. It's Walker Furniture's annual January clearance blowout. You'll love the selection. You'll love the styles.
And you've never seen prices like this.
Save big on this natural finish 5-piece farmhouse dinette set, now only $199. Choose this 48-inch oak table and 4 chairs for $355. Or this country French 5-piece dining set or china cabinet. Your choice, $999. Walker's annual January clearance blowout. Don't miss it.
If you're looking at new luxury cars, come see and drive the Hyundai Sonata. Sonata offers a generous list of standard comfort and convenience features. Best of all, enjoying all this security, performance, and comfort doesn't require great wealth, just good sense. The Sonata is backed by America's best warranty, the Hyundai Advantage. Test drive one today at Valley Hyundai on Boulder Highway in Henderson.
What a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's wonderful. That's right. Would you be mine? Could you be my neighbor, Johnny?
I'm not wearing shoes right now. Right now, conditions outside, we've got 55 degrees. And interesting side note, yesterday, even though the clouds rendered no rain here in the valley, we did get about 8 inches of fresh powder up at our local ski resort. So wonderful conditions there. And it was already fabulous. 55 degrees, that's the official reading out of McCarran, only 3 off our normal afternoon high. Humidity 29%, winds east to 6, barometer falling 30.14 inches of mercury. And oh, there you go. That's the Francis Ford Cupola on top of the Bellagio. And a little closer to home, let's take a look at some other valley numbers. 42 up on the mountain, beautiful, almost spring skiing conditions. 64 of the hump in Pahrump at Franny, 64 as well in Henderson, the Bay, 62 North Las Vegas, 56 in Summerlin at the Regent in Las Vegas, and 61 right now Spring Valley. Here's your forecast. We'll take you through must-see TV time. Temperatures will top out officially about 60 degrees, a couple above normal, and the winds will remain light and variable. And look at a little 50. Why does it do that? Let's see if we can make it do it again. Come on. Come on, little 50. Yeah, I like that. All right. Easily amused. Some high clouds, and they will increase throughout the afternoon, but a beautiful day in the forecast. There is another storm system brewing out there. I'll show it to you once in a few minutes and more closely in the next half hour. 58 even with the clouds yesterday. 58, that's the normal. A couple of moderate readings of dust, but the air quality, ozone, carbon monoxide is just fine. Sun sets this afternoon at 4:57. It'll get up tomorrow morning at, about 10 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock. Across the rest of our great nation, H would be homeless. No, that's high pressure. And that means sinking air, beautiful conditions. And that's exactly what you can expect across the nation's heartland. some light snow moving across the Great Lakes in the UP. The southeast is cleared out. You can see that one little disturbance is kind of go bye-bye over the next couple of frames. There we go. And the upper level disturbance that gave us some snow in our local mountains is now moving across New Mexico over towards the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle. Your travel weather today, about 41 in New York City. About 64 in Los Angeles, about 66 in Miami, and as I mentioned, beautiful conditions across the country's midsection. Showers down in the extreme southwest, and showers going to be already developing. As a matter of fact, right now in the Bay Area, all the way up into the Pacific Northwest. Pacific Northwest does need some rain, by the way. Okay, maybe I'll have time to talk about that next hour. I went over and spent some time with Alex Trebek, Jeopardy. What a prince of a guy. What a wonderful man. Couldn't get close to Regis. Alex was the coolest in the world, though. 37 at the Big Apple, 62 in Miami, 56 right now in Houston, $55. That's all right. It's all right. Rachel got close to Regis, and that's all that matters. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. You want to win? Sure. Pick up those phones. Get ready to dial. Don't dial yet because I haven't given you the question. That doesn't stop anybody. I've got the brand new Italian restaurant over at the MGM Grand Olio, and it's open now. We got a $25 gift certificate. I'm going to throw in passes to see Melinda, the First Lady of Magic at the Venetian, and also tickets to go see our good friend Clint Holmes over at Harrah's. But you have to tell me, oh, this is so easy. What Chase Show's final episode in January '67 was one of the top-rated TV shows of all time? This Chase Show's final episode in '67 in January was one of the top-rated TV shows of all time. Call us with the answer. I have not 1, 2, but 3 prizes for you. 657-3425. Scott, Sue?
All right, Johnny, thank you very much. Las Vegas is widely considered as the smoking capital of the country. Combine that with the amount of days that we have sunshine, it's a bad combination. But now, new information that smoking does even more harm to your skin. The type of skin cancer is squamous cell carcinoma, and the more a person smokes, the greater the risk. While the cure rate for this type of skin cancer is about 95%, it still kills 2,000 people every single year.
If you have kicked the habit and are trying to do the reverse effect, take steps of wine each day to prevent heart disease. New information, it may not be the best thing for you to do. In this week's issue of Circulation, doctors are encouraged to tell patients to take other, more proven steps to reduce their risk of heart disease instead of a glass of wine. Heart disease risk reducers like regular exercise, a healthy diet, and medication can help fight cholesterol just as well or better than red wine. Indulging in more than 1 or 2 glasses of wine a day over the long term means increasing chances of a number of negative conditions, including high blood pressure, cardiomyopathy, stroke, irregular heartbeat, and sudden death.
More than 3 million leased vehicles are expected to be released from their contracts this year because they've created big losses for automakers.
But up next, their big loss could be a bargain and a gain for you if you're in the market for a new set of wheels.
And before you buy that used leased car, you need to be a little bit more careful. How to find out if the car you want is really a lemon. Right here on News 3 at noon, where news comes first.
Stay one step ahead of crime. Check out my Crime Tracker 3 reports. Just visit KVBC.com and click on the Crime Tracker 3 button. We're setting the pace in cyberspace.
Stay in touch with news happening in Southern Nevada anytime, anywhere. Just visit KVBC.com and click on the news button. We're setting the pace in cyberspace.
Want to live a longer, healthier life? Start by visiting KVBC.com and click on the Helpline 3 button. We're setting the pace in cyberspace.
Time seems to stand still after you've been in an accident. Attorney Ron Israel will keep your case moving forward quickly to get you the money you deserve. Whether you need your car repaired to get back to work or need medical attention for your injuries, Ron can keep things moving ahead to your advantage. You can't know all the answers. That's why you need to call someone who knows and will keep you informed about your case.
I'm Attorney Ron Israel. Call me, 386-8000.
The Grand Am GT Solid Value Package. Equipped with a sunroof, CD player, and chrome tech wheels, and built with the enduring strength of high-performance steel. because it's a tough world out there.
Now you can get $16.25 in cash and option package savings on the 2001 Grand Am Solid Value GT.
Grand Am with solid form design. See your Pontiac dealer today.
Medicare medication coverage. Are you having difficulty using inhalers or mixing your breathing medications? Do you use Proventil or Albuterol, Atrovent, Combivent, or other breathing medications? Did you know that if you qualify, Medicare covers breathing medications that are already premixed? To find out if you qualify, call us at Med4Home, toll free at 1-800-949-3988.
When it's you against a migraine headache, you can't play nice. But now there's Motrin Migraine Pain. It gives you the speed and power you need to show your migraine headache who's boss. Motrin Migraine Pain Caplets. For people who don't fool around with pain.
You may be in the market for a new car or SUV, but getting a used car from an expired lease may be an ideal alternative, especially now. And that's because millions of vehicles are expected to expire this year. The leasing customer can either buy the vehicle outright or give it back to the bank, which will then try to sell it directly to a dealer or at auction. And this year, expect some bargains.
Because the economy has been so strong, nobody really predicted record-selling car sales for 2 years. And consequently, the guys that set those prices maybe 2 years ago had no idea that we'd see such a boon in the economy and have such volume of cars flooding the market at this time of year. So the consumers can actually walk in now and get a clean, low-mileage used car for thousands of dollars less than they may have expected.
Banks and automakers are cutting deals with leasing customers, which will have save consumers thousands of dollars. So whether you're a leasing customer or an average shopper, this might be a good time to consider a used car.
And even with all of those great deals out there, you still have to be careful. Some of those cars could be lemons. That's where Carfax.com comes in. As long as you have a vehicle identification number, you can pull up the car's complete history, plus any problems with titles. So what do you do if you have a lemon? Nevada can help. CarLemon.com will tell you our lemon laws here in the Silver State. This basically tells you your rights and whether or not you can sue. Not you sue, but sue. But there is a catch. You can buy from an individual, say out of a newspaper. If that's the case, all bets are off. Lemon laws will not protect you.
Before you would buy a car from an individual, you should get the VIN number and have a Carfax report ran on that vehicle. Because that's the only protection that you're going to have for yourself.
To order a VIN number report on Carfax, it costs $14.95 and for $19.95 for unlimited reports. Again, to review lemon laws here in the Silver State, check CarLemon.com, and to use Carfax, simply go to Carfax.com. And don't worry if you missed those websites. We have set up links on our website at KVBC.com.
Well, Americans no longer have to worry about 5 of America's most wanted. They are either dead or captured after escaping from a Texas prison in December. TV host John Walsh is in Las Vegas. Hear how his show is being credited with capturing most of the Texas 7.
It's not often we get good news from the IRS, but believe it or not, you could be getting some unexpected cash back from Uncle Sam. We'll tell you how you can collect.
And the biggest sports betting day is almost here. How are you laying down your Super Bowl bets? Is it Giants or Ravens? Tips from a sportsbook operator in the next half hour of News 3 at noon, where news comes first.
Today at 4.
I'm Beth Fisher. You see them at traffic lights. Electronic eyes used to keep us safe. Well, they used to cost big bucks, but not anymore. How home computers are cutting costs at 4.
Enter your baby in the Las Vegas area baby pageant. All boys and girls from newborn to 7 years old will be seen by a Hollywood talent agent. There's no entry fee. Call 369-6600 today.
Security, Disturbance Department 5.
Zip up.
On February 3rd, professional football comes to Vegas. Sporting an extreme attitude and to kick off this party in style, Las Vegas Harley-Davidson is giving away an extreme ride. You could win a 2001 Harley-Davidson FXDX Super Glide Sport or tickets to the Las Vegas Outlaws' first home game. The Harley winner will be announced on February 3rd at Sam Boyd Stadium during the halftime celebration of the Outlaws game. To enter, cruise down to the nearest Albertsons and look for the Pepsi display and register to win a 2001 Harley-Davidson.
The largest
Wouldn't it be great if everything was put together like Sprint Solutions? It combines your local phone service, our best features, and 100 minutes of anytime long distance, all for under $38 a month, saving you more than 30% versus ordering separately. Call 1-877-1-SOLUTION for Sprint Solutions.
Football party? No problem. From chicken wings to 3-foot subs, pizzas to party trays, we've got just what you need for the kind of party you want to have. Hey, it's your life. Albertsons, it's your store.
If you hurt your neck in a car wreck and had to go to the hospital, how much should the insurance company pay you for your injury?
I have no idea.
Many of my clients are surprised when I get them much more than they expected to get.
Really? He got somebody that much?
I'm attorney Glenn Lerner. One call, that's all.
The Texas 7 are now the Texas 2. The capture all thanks to a tip.
Yes, they were smart. They didn't make any dumb moves after that. They didn't go out and rob a bank, do something stupid. They tried to keep a low profile, and then we got that wonderful tip.
A tip from watching John Walsh's show. The host visits News 3 to tell us how this came to an end.
This is News 3 at noon with Sue Manteris and Scott Haws.
Good afternoon and welcome back, everybody. 4 in custody, 1 dead, 2 on the loose.
And some new information this afternoon on the remaining Texas 2. A van the 2 were driving has been found. The 2 remaining convicts, 39-year-old Patrick Murphy Jr. and Donald Newberry, may be heading to Mexico. 4 of the escapees were arrested yesterday after agents acted on a tip from the TV show America's Most Wanted, one of the viewers who saw them on that show. The convicts were found living in an RV park in Woodland Park, Colorado, where authorities say they were hiding out since January 1st. A 5th convict committed suicide after police surrounded the area.
Now, once we get them back to Texas, what we are planning to do with them is to certainly separate them and put them in what we call a 12 building around the state. We'll send them to different parts of the state, but they will be separated once we get them back to Texas.
The convicts are being arraigned today on capital murder charges for the murder of a police officer in Irving, Texas on Christmas Eve.
The host of the show that brought 5 of the 7 down is here in Las Vegas working on some Las Vegas cases.
That's exactly right. John Walsh, as you mentioned, is here in town, and he stopped by here this morning here in our studios to talk about this tip that came in over the weekend. Our Kurt Goff was right on his heels, and Kurt Walsh found himself right in the middle of the biggest story of the day.
Exactly right. It seemed like everybody wanted to talk with him, but he was more than happy to oblige. You see, it's this kind of thing that ignites his passion.
He visits our website at amw.com. He studies the pictures. He calls the sheriff.
John Walsh arrived around 5 a.m. Under the hot lights, he did interviews with everyone from Inside Edition to the Today Show to News 3 at sunrise. He was running on pure adrenaline. A fan of America's Most Wanted brought 5 of the 7 escapees down.
And he called the sheriff and said, look, I'm not kidding. I'm a diehard fan of America's Most Wanted. I've studied the website. 3 to 5 of these guys are here in my trailer park. And he was right on.
Larry Harper committed suicide, but Walsh is most concerned about Patrick Murphy and Donald Newberry. You see, he's worried they'll score drugs and will be very tough to capture.
Because if Murphy and Newberry get cranked up on meth or something, that's tough, because I've done a lot of guys, you know, that have been on drugs. They're really, really difficult to take down.
Walsh tells me this group was one of the smartest to ever break out of prison, robbing a Radio Shack to get police scanners and Oshman's to get guns and ammo. But it's their cold-blooded ways, he says, that send chills up his spine, like when they shot police officer Aubrey Hawkins. They shot him in his car, dragged him out, shot him under the vest more than 10 times, and then ran over his head 3 times with a car. Walsh says the anonymous tipster from Woodland Park, Colorado, is a true hero.
You know, we don't offer rewards. It was a $500,000 reward, and I believe, of course, this guy deserves a big portion of this reward because he saved some lives.
And Walsh assured me that if Murphy and Newberry aren't caught by this Saturday, they'll be the lead story on America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, and Walsh mentioned that thanks in part to America's Most Wanted, over 600 criminals have been caught over the last 13 years. He's in Las Vegas working on some local cases.
Exactly. Some of the cases we're talking about, the 2 in particular, Chris Trickle, of course, he was killed by a drive-by gunman at one point several years ago. And I tell you what, this is so difficult. That's a tough story. Another tough story, of course, is the officer-involved shooting at Mr. D's bar, and that happened. Officer Dennis Devitt, of course, was injured, and one of the suspects in that case is still on the loose.
He's still on the run.
Yeah.
Okay, Kurt.
Well, as Scott mentioned, since America's Most Wanted went on the air 13 years ago, more than 640 fugitives have been caught after their cases were detailed on the program.
Meantime, another cab driver was robbed early this morning. It is the latest of more than a dozen cab robberies over just the last 3 weeks here in the Valley. It all started when a Nellis cab driver picked up a man at the Rio. The man wanted to go to some apartments near Rochelle and Lindell. Police say that's when another man approached the cab and robbed the driver. They think he was armed, and apparently he used mace on the driver. Investigators now think the passenger and the man who robbed the driver may be working together. They are both on the loose at this hour.
It's a speech that has a direct impact on you and your family, outlining our state's future. In Governor Kenny Gwynn's State of the State address last night, he offered his ideas for the next 2 years. The speech covered everything from education to health care. 52% of Gwynn's proposed budget would go toward education. He proposes spending $10 million for a teacher training program that would focus on reading. He also wants to earmark $23 million for Henderson State College. Gwynn wants to give teachers a cash bonus instead of a pay raise. He also said he would not support deregulating the power industry until he is assured that power supplies are secured. And Gwynn also wants to spend $5 million on a media campaign to prevent the transport of nuclear waste to Nevada. Keep in mind, these are all proposals by the governor. The state legislature will address these issues over the next few months.
And as you mentioned, Gwynn wants to set aside more than half of the budget for education, which of course includes teachers. But instead of that pay raise for teachers Sue mentioned, Gwynn suggested a cash bonus. It may sound nice, but teachers who gathered to watch the governor's address weren't too impressed.
Next to parents and families, our teachers are the most important influence in our children's lives.
It's an undisputable fact. Teachers directly affect who our children are today and who they will be tomorrow.
My first priority will always be to our children and to their education.
And it doesn't take a math professor to figure out attracting good teachers requires a decent, respectable paycheck, something most Nevada teachers don't feel they're getting right now. Governor Gwynn's solution?
I'm asking this legislation that will come before you to provide a cash bonus for all Nevada teachers, as well as school support staff, that is equal to 5% of their annual salary.
But there was no applause from this anxious audience of teachers gathered to listen to the governor. For them, it's another Band-Aid solution to a serious educational injury plaguing the Silver State.
It goes away after a year. The base salary for teachers don't change. It doesn't give anything to build towards our retirement.
We bring them here, you give them a one-year bonus, they're gone the next year.
Now, retention is one of the biggest problems. In fact, many teachers come here, apparently get trained, and then leave for other states that pay more. Now, based on an annual salary of $40,000, something many teachers don't even come close to making right now, their bonus would be around $2,000, according to Gwynn's plan. Some of Gwynn's plans for more teacher training and a state college in Henderson were received with a little warmer reception from the teachers.
If you were supposed to get a tax refund in 1997 but never filed your return, the Internal Revenue Service might have a check for you. The IRS thinks 17,000 Nevadans paid taxes but failed to file. It says they risk losing $27 million in refunds. The deadline is tax day, April 15th.
One of the fastest growing and popular airlines is pulling the plug on its Vegas to San Francisco flight. On March 5th, Southwest Airlines will stop flying from McCarran International to San Francisco International. The #1 carrier in Las Vegas will instead redirect those flights to nearby San Jose and Oakland.
Well, if you like comedian Don Rickles, you can see him almost any time. Well, actually his prince, or his star anyway. Yeah, this is video of Rickles back in October at the famous Hollywood Walk of Fame. Rickles has signed an agreement with the Stardust for a series of exclusive appearances through 2002. Rickles has been a mainstay on the Las Vegas Strip for nearly 40 years.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
Definitely. Well, you know, Las Vegas is changing. It's growing. So many things are happening here. How would you like to just peek into the future and see what Las Vegas may look like? That's what the annual Chamber of Commerce preview event is all about.
Thursday on News 3 at 5. They've been arrested for theft, drug possession, assault, even murder. And they're all professional athletes.
Your kids look up to them as heroes. But what happens when they wind up in front of a judge?
News 3's anchor reporter Nita Raditich digs deeper into one lawmaker's plan to keep convicted felons off the field.
I think it's about time that we stop having a bunch of multi-million felons out there as role models for children.
Will it be game over? Watch Thursday on News 3 at 5.
Is there a place where resolutions live and breathe? Where inspiration flows freely? Where people are treated like people? Just ask one of our members. Call now and get 2 for 1 or 50% off for yourself. 24-hour fitness. It's the way we make you feel.
You could go all the way. 0 down and 0 payments till spring.
It's the Super Goal Sale at Desert. We're out to sell 3,000 new and used vehicles at 11 Desert dealerships. You'll see guaranteed volume low prices on the window. Check for Super Goal savings.
Hey, there's no rumbling, bumbling, stumbling here. You don't pay a thing till spring.
And there's no roughing the customer. Price, service, selection. At Desert, it's guaranteed.
A little bit of action at the start, a little bit of service from the heart, a little bit of food to make us smile, a little bit of elegance and style, a little bit of Palace Motor too, a little bit of Texas just for you, a little bit of sunset in Santa Fe, a little bit of stations every day.
Welcome back to News 3 at noon. It's one of the biggest events of the year for the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce, Preview 2001. The event is strictly for area businesses, but you, the consumer, are affected. Scott joins today's guest with more on Preview 2001.
Thank you very much, Sue. Here with Rob Powers from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Thank you for stopping by.
My pleasure.
It's a big day for Las Vegas. Again, this happens tomorrow. Let's talk a little bit about Preview 2001.
Some details right out of the way. 7 a.m. tomorrow, Thomas and Mack Center. Tickets are still available. People can get them by calling the chamber at 641-5822, option 2. The prices go up tomorrow, so 5 o'clock today to the chamber. It pays to go early. This is really the business event of the year. It's a collection of a broad spectrum of business leaders representing real estate, tourism, the hospitality industry, technology, and give people in the community a sense of where Las Vegas is and where we expect to be in the future.
And booming is the word no matter what industry you're looking into. You mentioned real estate, you mentioned technology. For the consumers, Sue talked about how consumers can get a peek into the future. What can we expect to come out of Preview 2001?
Well, I think it's a way for people to personally enrich themselves in terms of maybe planning, real estate, trends in jobs, career directions. So there's some good practical information that people will get out of it. You're right, booming is the word. I represent the Convention and Visitors Authority, so we promote the tourism industry here. And in fact, our new campaign will be shown off tomorrow. And the numbers are off the charts here. I mean, I think the saying is this is a town that was built on odds and has consistently defied them over the years. So real estate and tourism and everything, Las Vegas is really a unique animal.
And even Regis Philbin, who of course is in here in town taping for his shows, mentioned yesterday in one of our interviews that He hasn't been here for several years, and Las Vegas is at its peak, he says. Now, hopefully, of course, for the LVCVA and everybody here, that peak continues. We're hoping. But when it comes to the business aspect of things, what are you trying to do and present? How are you trying to present Las Vegas to make it more attractive to continue that peak level?
Well, in fact, this event is sponsored by the Nevada Development Authority and the Chamber, and the NDA is charged with bringing in other businesses and companies. And despite all the growth in the tourism industry here, and it's been prodigious, obviously, in the last couple of years, I think the thing that surprises people is how much Las Vegas has diversified, how many companies are relocating here now. Quite frankly, once upon a time, there was something of a stigma, I think, to coming to Nevada because of our gaming roots, but that's really no longer valid because gaming is everywhere, and we've diversified. So certainly trends in tourism, real estate, and the general diversification of the economy and how far we've come in that area.
And recently we've talked about the serious cash that is being invested into the future in terms of trying to retain those tourists that come back here. Super Bowl Sunday, can we expect to see a commercial?
We will have our new Mud Flap Girls spot debut during the Super Bowl. It's already gotten some good write-ups in some industry trade publications, and that'll be airing in our top 12 markets. I think it's very different, and we're very proud of it.
Now, do you know exactly what quarter, where in the football game that will air?
I don't. That's you know, you put me on the spot here. I'm not sure, but
just watch.
Yeah, just watch the whole game, and then you'll see it.
And again, that will be during the Super Bowl, and it doesn't come cheaply. We know that those ads are not cheap, but again, an investment.
What we did is we kind of made a strategic buy. Rather than a national buy, and a 30-second spot would have been over $2 million, we picked our top 12 markets, and we spent about $800,000, so for far less. We're not hitting markets that are unimportant to us, and we are hitting markets that are important to us. I should add, too, if I could just get in a couple of the speakers tomorrow, political commentator William Crystal, Richard Lee, Rossi Rollencotter from the Convention and Visitors Authority, Carol Harder, Jack Shaw, who's a technology expert. So a really good lineup of speakers tomorrow as well.
That's great. Again, tomorrow the TNM starts early, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
7 a.m. tomorrow, networking breakfast, and then ending with a Preview the Taste luncheon at 12:15.
All right. Best of luck, Rob. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
You've waited long enough. The big one is here. Enjoy this stylish sofa for only $395. Walker's annual January clearance blowout. Don't miss it.
If you're looking for the biggest January clearance sale on appliances anywhere, give ours a whirl. Every refrigerator, dishwasher, stove, washer, and dryer, all at savings that'll make your head spin. 3061 Maryland Parkway.
Medicare medication coverage. Are you having difficulty using inhalers or mixing your breathing medications? Do you use Proventil or Albuterol, Atrovent, Combivent, or other breathing medications? Did you know that if you qualify, Medicare covers breathing medications that are already pre-mixed? To find out if you qualify, call us at Med4Home, toll free at 1-800-949-3988.
We pulled out all the stops so you can get instant credit for a new car right now. With just $1,300 a month income and 6 months on the job, you qualify. Just call 1-866-LOAN-NOW or accessspeedycarloan.com.
We know you see a lot of health plan commercials, but we hope you see this one a little differently. We hope you see it as a message for you. If you're eligible for Medicare and looking at health plans, it's a message because, yes, we'd like you as a member. But first, we're committed to getting you the facts, the knowledge you need, not only about Secure Horizons, but also about other types of health plans. So we're offering you free information. Included is this booklet, Healthcare Options for People with Medicare, the plain and simple facts. Plus, our health plan evaluation worksheet, a special new tool that helps you simplify your different health plan options and rate them on things like coverage, co-payments, and service. Call now for your free copy. You'll also get information that explains how Secure Horizons, you can get additional benefits and services that aren't covered by original Medicare. In short, the information you need to choose the plan that's right for you. So call toll-free for your free information today.
We were just talking, of course, about tomorrow's big Preview 2001. One of the big draws to Southern Nevada?
The weather.
You got it.
Yeah. John Fredericks?
What's happening tomorrow?
Preview 2001.
Oh, okay. Well, we're already in it, so they're a little late. Anyway, it's mostly sunny. 55 degrees, 29% humidity, winds east at 6, barometer falling 30.14 inches of mercury. All right, I'm the river and over. That's funny. Come on. Just... Oh, man. 42 degrees up on the mountain, 64, and I'm never doing stand-up, that's for sure. 60, those poor guys, and man, when they die so hard, and I know exactly how they feel. 56 out in Summerlin, 64 Henderson, 64 at the base, 59 Lake Mead. Actually, you know, I did once down south in a club called I Don't Get It. 60 your afternoon high today with some high clouds increasing throughout the afternoon and the evening. Winds light and variable. Sorry, that's an old Dennis Miller joke. Moderate readings of dust, but not bad. Just a few. Ozone, carbon monoxide, good. That's the main thing. If you're out and about doing walking and you're exercising, it's ozone and carbon monoxide. That's what'll get you, and they're both in the good category. 58 yesterday, even with the clouds, and that's the normal. So we'll get past that today. Big changes ahead. I'll tell you about those in just a moment. Travel forecast. Chilly up to the north, warmer down to the south, but still unseasonably cool down in Florida, although the southeast is beginning to clear out, just some lingering showers. Beautiful across the Mississippi Valley. All of our cloud cover and moisture has moved off over the Four Corners, but showers up in the Bay Area if you're heading that way. San Francisco today will top out about 55, 64 in the City of Angels. Here's the next system. There it is right there. This one is stronger than yesterday's, and it will give us a better chance of valley rain and a better chance of mountain snow, even though yesterday we got 8 inches of new powder on our local mountains and spring mountains. That one goes bye-bye. The next one's getting closer, and as I mentioned, showers already beginning to develop down as far south as the Monterey Peninsula. This one is going to be stronger and colder in nature, so I expect the snow levels to drop a little bit lower with this one, and the better, like I said, a better chance of valley rain late tomorrow through early Thursday. 50 St. George, 42 Flagstaff, 57 right now at LAX. We get a little break in the action, and then there's a chance of showers by tomorrow afternoon, lingering into Thursday morning, and then again on Friday and Saturday. They just keep on coming. The hits just keep on coming. 45 up on the mountain today, beautiful. 64 and gorgeous out on the lake. And for you folks down along the river in Laughlin, mid to upper 60s. Could hit 70 degrees today in January. It is winter, by the way. 60 degrees. Tomorrow by the afternoon, a chance of showers. Thursday clearing out to partly cloudy but much cooler, and then showers could redevelop again Friday and Saturday. And with these next two systems, they're going to be unstable in nature to the point where you could actually get a few thunderstorms. Chase Show's final episode, January 67, was one of the top-rated TV shows of all time. Of course, the top-rated TV show of all time, I think, to this day still is the final episode of MASH. This was close. It was, of course, The Fugitive with David Jansen. Linda Silva knew she's got herself a gift certificate to go to the brand-new Italian restaurant over at the MGM Olio, along with tickets to see Melinda, the First Lady of Magic at the Venetian, and our good friend Clint Holmes. Of course, he appears over at Harrah's. Congratulations.
Okay, right, thank you. Super Bowl Sunday. This Sunday, that's right. And of course, that's big business for local sports books.
That's right. Up next, some bets, the propositions, all the good stuff. So you want to get your pen and paper ready. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Don't miss the big New Year's sale at the Ultimate Bedroom. All these sets are in stock while they last. These quality bedrooms start at only $15.95 for a 5-piece queen set, and you must come in and test the Kingsdown computer system to select the mattress perfect for you. Plus 1 year, no payments, no interest on bedrooms, and on a great selection of sofa sets, leather sofas, and wall units at the Ultimate Living Room next door.
The Ultimate Bedroom.
And the Ultimate Living Room.
Hi, Billy Mays here for OxyClean, the stain specialist. Powered by the air you breathe, activated by the water that you and I drink. It's Mother Nature approved, then it's safe on your colored fabrics. Use it on carpets. OxyClean seeks out organic stains, pet stains, food stains that get down into the matting, into the padding. It even takes red wine and grape juice out of white carpeting. It cleans, it brightens, and eliminates odors all at the same time. Don't just get it clean. Get it OxyClean. Make a paste, make it 10 times as powerful. The longer you let it set, the easier it is. It'll whiten your grout and get rid of your toughest stains. Sometimes soap is the solution. If you use bleach, you ruin your clothes. OxyClean won't hurt the material, even lace. It has the power of bleach without the damaging side effects of chlorine. When your laundry detergent just isn't enough, supercharge it with OxyClean. 1 scoop in every load of laundry, it'll make your whites whiter. It'll make your brights brighter. As a stain remover, it's the best. Grass stains, clay stains. Long live your laundry. OxiClean, the stain specialist. We've sold millions of our 2.5-pound tubs for $40. But if you call now, we'll cut the price in half, only $19.95. You'll also receive the squirt bottle and a super chamois absolutely free. If you call during this show, you'll receive a bottle of our world-famous Orange Clean, made with pure orange oil. It cuts through the grease and the grime, whether it's baked on in the oven or caked on the stove. You get all this for just $19.95, but call in the next 20 minutes and we'll supersize your OxiClean from a 2.5-pound tub to a whopping 6-pound bucket, nearly triple the amount. But you gotta call now. Here's how to order.
Call to order your 6-pound bucket of OxiClean for only $19.95. Call now and we'll include the super chamois, squirt bottle, and Orange Clean absolutely free. Call 1-800-591-7979. Call now.
Welcome back, everyone. Coming up new today on First News 3 at 4, the snow on Mount Charleston is attracting thousands of people, meaning big business for lodgers and rental shops. Find out if they expect it to last up there. And you see them at traffic lights across the country. These electronic eyes, there they are, that help keep intersections safe. Where are they? I promise they're there. Cameras used to cost big bucks, but not anymore. Find out how these tiny eyes are becoming more affordable. And Jeopardy begins taping in Las Vegas. We will test your trivia skills. That's all today on First News 3 at 4. It's become a holiday tradition, if not. Super Bowl Sunday, of course, this week. Does it ring a bell? Quite a holiday at the sports books here in town. Sue joins today's guest with this year's big picks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Scott. I am here with David Sanchilli. He is from the Aladdin Race and Sportsbook. David, thanks a lot for being here.
My pleasure.
You think you're ready for your biggest day of the year?
Absolutely. We're ready to go. Bring them on.
Now, as we said, it is the biggest day of the year for sports books. About how many people do you think statewide are going to be busy placing bets on this Super Bowl Sunday?
Wow. Well, we'll absolutely be sold out. And this is definitely one of the biggest weekends of the year. It's our biggest weekend of the year, no doubt.
And like Scott mentioned, it's actually a holiday. Many people would rather be in Las Vegas for the entire event than even go to the Super Bowl. It's become so big in Las Vegas.
Well, actually, it's a little more fun maybe to be here in Las Vegas because you can bet props, you can do a lot of different things during the games. Everybody's having parties and Super Bowl fun, so it's a great place to be.
There's so much more to do in Vegas, too.
Absolutely.
As you mentioned, the propositions. How many propositions come out during the Super Bowl? Hundreds.
Oh my God, there's just absolutely pages, anywhere from the coin flip to first player to score to just about anything you can think of.
Yeah, so David, let's put up on screen some of the ones that we were talking about. They're back here right now. Okay. But the very first one, these are the more popular ones right now. Of course, the teams, we have the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants. Some people say these two teams sort of came out of obscurity and it might not be such a popular Super Bowl as other teams have played in the past.
Well, unfortunately, it's not quite the most marketable Super Bowl we've seen. We don't have the marquee teams, the flash players, but we got two great throwbacks from old-time football, two wonderful defensive teams. The Baltimore Ravens are like a 2.5-point favorite, and the total is 34, which is generally a pretty low total for the NFL.
Yeah, and of course, I know a lot of people ask my husband this, what would you say or what would you do? But if we asked you guys that and you knew all the answers, you guys would be billionaires, right?
Absolutely. I'd be on the other side of the counter.
Right, but you do a lot of research and stuff before you come up with all of these numbers. And now let's talk about the total points scored in the game. This is the Ravens and the Giants, and what are you looking at?
Actually, what this is you can bet the total points just scored by the Baltimore Ravens. And what it is the Ravens are 17.5, so you can bet that their combined points at the end of the game will be over 17.5 or under 17.5.
Okay, let's show the Giants number right there and how you perceive the Giants to be, or did we already see that? The Giants you had seen as what? How many points was that?
I believe the Giants is 14.5.
Okay.
Their total.
There we go. That was a total for that. And the first to score.
And this is basically like a coin flip. You can bet who you think will be the first team to score, and we have the Ravens at this point a slight favorite.
Oh, really? Okay, and the next one, team to score the longest touchdown of the game.
This is kind of a little different the way it's favored, but being the Ravens are such a defensive team, but they have the Ravens as a slight favorite to score the longest touchdown of the game.
Okay, now first team to score 10 points or more. Are we on that one? Oh, not that one. Okay, total points scored. Now we've got first team to score 10 points or more in the Super Bowl.
And what this prop is, you're saying that the Ravens will score 10 points before the Giants will, and they're a slight favorite also.
Well, how do you let the bettors pick the most popular ones? These are the ones that you basically see most people bet on?
We actually just, over the years, we just keep trying new ones, and we just keep putting them up. And the ones that seem more popular, obviously, we keep them
coming
up.
What's your craziest one at the Aladdin? Can you think, or do you have too many that you just can't remember?
Actually, probably one of the most unique is the one we have up there where you can bet the team that's going to score first and to win the game. So in other words, you can bet maybe that Baltimore will score first, but not necessarily win the game. So we've got 4 combinations of that. So that's kind of unique.
Well, David, good luck to your sports books and all the ones around town, because it's going to be a busy Sunday for you guys, and hopefully a profitable one.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck and happy Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be watching. And thanks for watching, everybody, here to News 3 at noon. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow morning. Till then, have a very good afternoon.